So there was a Pokemon Center drop recently. Right. Well, that worked, didn't it? So we all got baited, if you're from the UK anyway, into a brand new Pokemon Center drop. That didn't actually happen. Turns out they released it too early, didn't have the queue up, bots got in, grabbed a load of 151 stuff, and yeah, we got nothing. I also think it was only US, but they didn't announce it. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. In front of me, we have a load of bulk that I need to sort through. There is a big pile to the left that you can't quite see. All needs sorting. So we're just going to go through it and have a chat. So a lot of this was a recent purchase again from good old trusted Cardmarket. I've had a lot of issues with Cardmarket recently, mostly being I'm not receiving the cards that I'm buying. It's very strange. However, for the most part, you do get your money back, so it's, you know, it's kind of okay. So yeah, what I really want to talk about in this video is my experience with Cardmarket. And as I've just mentioned, a lot of the time I'm missing cards. And yes, they're only like 2p cards. However, it can add up, especially if you're missing, let's say you've made 100 orders and you're missing 100 cards. It's a lot. It's a lot of cards that you're missing out on. So I think in total I've probably made like, I don't know, 50 orders from Cardmarket now, and I'm probably missing from all of them orders around 30 cards. It's pretty crazy. Granted, I am buying like over 100 cards per order. There is that, but the ratio is still quite a lot. So what is your experience with Cardmarket? You know, have you experienced bad things like this? Yes, they're cheap cards, but it is annoying. You know, when you pay for something and then you're going through it to check the order so you can say, right, yeah, I've received it all. To then have to message the seller and be like, right, I'm missing this, this, and this. And what's worse is when they respond and say, oh, yes, we didn't have that in stock. It's like, right, maybe let me know before I received the order that you didn't have it in stock. So tell me about your experiences, because mine so far, I mean, for the most part, it's been pretty good. You know, a lot of the sellers are quite on top of things. They do give you the cards that you purchase. However, there are a handful that I've dealt with, and I've dealt with them more than once. And on each occasion, they've always missed cards. It's so weird. I don't get how you can get it so wrong every time. I understand the odd mistake, but when you do it every time, it's like, okay, like, come on now. And a lot of you may think, oh, it's a bit petty, it's a 2p card. However, it adds up. Like this will add up. And it's also something that I've purchased. And if I'm not receiving what I've purchased, there's a problem. So yeah, just going off on a little bit of a rant about Cardmarket, because it's a great service. You know, you can find some very good deals on Cardmarket, but when you don't get what you pay for, then it becomes a bit of a problem. It seems to be every other order that you do, or at least that from my experience, there's going to be stuff missing. Now, I have had a few sellers message me before they send the item and tell me, this we can't find, or we don't have it. You know, we're going to refund you for this card or these cards. And that's great. If you're refunding for something that you have tried to find and you genuinely can't find it, then fair enough. But just sending out the order, knowing, or I assume, knowing that you don't have the cards, it's like, why are you doing that? Why? What's the reasoning? Just say you don't have it. Yeah, so basically this was just about my experience with Cardmarket, and it's good, it's bad, you know. It's good because you're finding cheap stuff, and that's great. It's also bad because a seller might not tell you they don't have something. And when they don't tell you and then it turns up at your door and you're like, okay, I'm going to go through this and just to prove that I've received it. And you find out that 10 of the cards aren't there. And then you message the seller, it takes them 5 days to respond and tell you, oh, yeah, sorry, we didn't have these in stock. Or, oh, really? Let me refund you. It's like, come on. How can you get it that wrong? You know, maybe that's just me being a bit pedantic, but it's not hard. It's not rocket science. You know, we have shipped thousands of cards, and safe to say we've never had one wrong. So how can you get an order wrong that's only got 50 to 100 cards in? All you're doing is going through your bulk and finding the cards, counting the cards, and that's it. But yeah, maybe that's just me being a bit unreasonable. I don't know. The service is great. I do love Cardmarket, but there are some sellers that either just don't care or genuinely are struggling with orders and aren't the greatest at picking the orders. Don't know. Yeah, some of the customer service is great. Some of the customer service is pretty poor. And it seems to be like nothing like eBay. For example, sellers on eBay tend to care a lot about their feedback. And I understand that as a seller on eBay, feedback is a massive thing, especially positive feedback. You never want negative, you never want neutral feedback on your eBay. So when it comes to eBay, the sellers are more on top of what it is they're selling. But with Cardmarket, it seems no one really cares too much about it. And especially like the negative feedback or anything negative that they receive from a buyer, they don't really seem to care, which I find strange. As an eBay seller, I find it strange. I have recently put my application through to Cardmarket to become a seller, and then I can see what it's really like. There seems to be a lot more passion from the eBay sellers than there are on Cardmarket sellers. So yeah, let me know your experience with Cardmarket down below in the comments. Subscribe, drop a like, all that good stuff. Follow us on Twitter, and all my other links are in the description. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all in the next video.